So apparently the Babylon Bee has sparked a controversy on the right, of all places, with a joke about Donald Trump giving Vivek Ramaswamy a job running the White House 7-Eleven. Vivek Ramaswamy laughed, didn't care. Many people on the right laughed and said, very funny. And my favorite response was from Siraj Hashmi, who posted a clip of Joe Biden saying that you can't go to a 7-Eleven or Dunkin' Donuts without a slight Indian accent. I'm not kidding. Guys, I can't believe people are actually upset by this. I don't think Vivek was offended. I bet he laughed when he saw it. It's kind of crazy to me that you make an observational joke about the fact that there's a high rate of Indian store clerks. Simpsons made the joke. Oh boy, did people get mad about The Simpsons with Apu. Apu Nahatapina Pesalon or whatever his name, Petalon, I don't know, whatever his name is, ran the Cookie Mart. And they said it was so offensive because there was this one guy and he was like, when I was a kid, people would keep coming up to me and saying like, thank you, come again, because of Apu on The Simpsons. And I'm just like, dude, that's on you, not on anyone else. Okay? Vivek didn't care. The funny thing is there are people on the right that are offended by this. And I'm not saying that they're coming up being like, oh, how egad. They're being like, well, this one missed the mark, Babylon Bee. I don't think you should. Dude, everybody knows that in major cities, a lot of Indian migrants come to this country legally and they work in convenience stores. Why? Why is it that people who come from Asian countries work in Chinese food stores or Thai stores? Look, I went to a sushi place once and it was run by Korean people. Sushi is Japanese because they're like, we can start a business here. Here's something we can do. It works for our friends and family. It makes money. I personally don't care. I'll read you the story. It's actually really funny. But the big thing is that it makes fun of DeSantis, too, because they actually address the issue of race in it. But I want to show you some of the tweets. But I want to start by saying this. A joke for all of you. Shout out to my mom who makes math videos. So when I've told the story before, but it's a funny story. And it exemplifies the point about this Babylon Bee story. When the first wave of demonetizations were happening on YouTube, 7 or whatever years ago, basically you put up a video, YouTube would strip ads from it. You'd make no money. And you'd be like, I worked all day and I made no money. That's messed up. It sucked. And I was hanging out with a friend and Lauren Southern. And shout out Lauren Southern. I don't know if I ever mentioned it was her. I think I did. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, it was Lauren Southern. And Lauren said, it's clear they're targeting conservatives with demonetization to take their money away. And I said, I don't know if that's true because my mom makes math videos and she's getting demonetized too. And Lauren goes, why am I not surprised that your Korean mom makes math videos? I immediately busted out laughing and immediately texted my mom like, holy crap, this is hilarious. I was like, Lauren just pointed out that you're a Korean mother and you make math videos. And my mom responds with all caps, ha, 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 ha. We laughed about it. How insane is it that a friend of mine, who is a friend of mine, I know doesn't hate me, made a joke pointing out the silliness of stereotypes and the irony, and I enjoyed the joke, laughed along with her, told my mom, who also immediately laughed. It put a smile on our faces. I don't get it. It wasn't intended to hurt Vivek Ramaswamy. It is meant to make a joke about a stereotype or trope we see in public. And Vivek Ramaswamy is the subject of the joke. This is the thing. I always tell people when it comes to humor, when it comes to being embarrassed, it's your fault. Seriously, it is entirely your fault. You've got comedians, Rodney Dangerfield. This guy was trying to get into entertainment his whole life. It never worked out for him. He got real sad and down on himself. And then one day he just went up on stage and was like, I got to tell you, everybody hates me. I get no respect, even my dog. And then he was telling jokes about how he's such a lowly figure that no one cares about. And then he creates an absurdity of like, even his dog doesn't look at him or something. I'm not a comedian. I'm not going to try and pull off Rodney Dangerfield jokes, but he was a funny guy. Bang. Celebrity. Fame, fortune, movies. He nailed it. Self-deprecating humor. Do you think that guy was upset about it? Do you think Rodney Dangerfield was embarrassed by going up on stage and being like, I'm such a loser? No, he was entertaining people and they loved him for it. Legend. I always help it like this. Imagine a kid in school in class, and he farts. And everyone starts pointing and laughing, saying, ew, you farted. He's like, shut up, no, I didn't. He smelt it, dealt it. No, he denied it, supplied it, and they're making fun of him. And the kid gets all embarrassed and his face turns red, right? The inverse to this is the class clown who raises his hand, and the teacher says, yes, Billy, there's something you need. He goes, yeah, give me a second. Lifts up a cheek and just lets one rip and busts out laughing. And then everyone's like, oh, you're so gross. He's not embarrassed at all. Both are circumstances in which a person farted, right? My point is this, man. I don't think Vivek Ramaswamy cares about this article. I want to read you the article because it's funny. Babylon B writes, Trump promises Vivek an administration position running the White House 7-Eleven. It is a joke about Trump being racist. It is a joke about Vivek Ramaswamy being Indian. Vivek, can I pull up Vivek's response? Wait, where's Vivek's response here? There's Matt Binder. There's someone who's angry, apparently. Oh, I don't think I have Vivek's response. Vivek said, I'm a survivor with a laughing emoji. Because Matt Walsh was like, why are you all acting like anyone's offended by this? The Babylon Bee, this is a fake article, mind you. I know some people just, pose law. Following the former President Donald Trump's landslide victory in Iowa primary and immediate concession by GOP candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, Trump offered an olive branch by promising the... This is so good. Trump offered an olive branch by promising the billionaire entrepreneur a cabinet position running the White House 7-Eleven convenience store. It's so good. Promising the billionaire. Like, Vivek doesn't need the job. Quote, I've always said Vivek was a great man, one of the greatest men, to be honest, said Trump during a victory speech. That's why I've graciously offered him this incredible opportunity, a once-in-a-lifetime chance to run our big, beautiful White House convenience store. It's tremendous. It's a tremendous, wonderful place. Under Biden, the White House doesn't even have a 7-Eleven. Not good. We're going to bring convenience back to the West Wing. Trump went on to say that he'll work closely with Ramaswamy every day when he takes office, stopping by the official 7-Eleven store located in the halls of the West Wing several times a day for a Diet Coke and, quote, one of those delicious warmed-up cheeseburgers under the hot light thingies. Ramaswamy quickly began training for the position, watching official 7-Eleven franchisee training videos on how to fix the Slurpee machine and offer fast service, ringing up big gulps. Quote, technically, I'm really very overqualified for this, Ramaswamy told reporters, and I'm a little suspicious as to why Trump chose me for this position over some of the other candidates, but I'll take what I can get at this point. When questioned, Trump was horrified at the accusations that any kind of racial stereotyping played into his selection of Ramaswamy. Quote, I wanted to offer the job to DeSantis, frankly, but he's too short to see over the little hot dog display. What did they say? So apparently everybody got really mad. There's a bunch of responses. Matt Walsh made a post where he was like, why are people even acting like they're offended by this? Here's a post where someone tweeted, I'm 100% Trump and think Babylon Bee is a national treasure, but this one is just stupid. You can and should do better. A public retraction seems appropriate here, but I'll still look forward to your stuff. Yo. The only thing about this joke that should offend Trump supporters is the insinuation that Trump is racist. He's not. The joke article mentions him being like, no, I wanted to give the job to DeSantis. I think this is great. I think it was hilariously done. And I think it's just so stupid that there are people telling you can't make jokes about obvious and perceived stereotypes, to the irony of those stereotypes. That is to say, like me, my mom is Korean, and she makes math videos. And it's like, when I realized that, I never even thought about it. And Lauren says it, and I just started laughing. I don't understand. Am I supposed to feel offended? Let's talk about what offended means. An attack on someone. Like, was I literally supposed to feel like Lauren was trying to hurt me? She made a joke to make me laugh, pointing at an irony, to which she succeeded. It made me feel good. And then I laughed and told my mom, and she also laughed about it and enjoys the silliness of it. I don't get it. Why would you be hurt by some of this stuff? If I was Vivek and I saw this article, I'd bust out laughing. If someone, let's say it's the same point I made about Lauren. If Babylon Bee wrote an article talking about me starting like a hair growth club for men. And, or you know, here's a good one. If Babylon B made a joke about me where they said Tim Pool's new, you know, men's hair club just sells people beanies or something, I would laugh. That's it. You know, and I will say this. You know, people often ask about the beanie. It's actually quite simple. Go to a skate park in the summer. You see a bunch of skateboarders wearing beanies. But I don't know, it just became the thing. There was a guy who was this big marketing executive who I met after Occupy Wall Street. When at the time I had some hippie, the hat I was wearing at the time was a hippie brimmed, like weird wool beanie kind of thing. I don't even know how to describe it, but it had a visor. And he told me, like, keep the beanie, it's your thing. And I was like, really? Because if you look at some of the other skate videos I had these weird hippie dippy beanies. If you guys know what iPath is, you might understand. And they have visors in them, though. And he was like, no, do the beanie. That's your thing. And I was like, okay. And so that's it. And it's like a meme. But you know, whatever. Make fun of me, man. Like, you can call me whatever you want. You can make jokes about my race. I've had people do that. And I laugh about it. We get a guy on Timcast IRL who posts the most vile things. And I'm like, I don't understand what I'm supposed to think about this. Like, I'm not going to get angry. It's like that viral meme where the dude's like, cyberbullying doesn't exist. Just like close the screen, like turn the TV off. You know what I mean? If someone goes on the internet and says something about me, I'll be like, yeah, I don't know, whatever. I've had worse things said to my face. If someone came up to me and said something about like my mom being Korean and doing math videos as a means to insult me, I would still probably just laugh. Like, imagine if it wasn't Lauren who made the joke. Imagine if it was like some actual racist guy who was like trying to insult and mock me. I'd still laugh. I'd be like, you're right. My mom does make math videos. They're pretty good. I don't know. Yo, life is short. You can't get all angry about everything all the time. If someone comes at me with a knife, that's offending me. Like that is an offense against me. Someone comes at me and says crass comments or remarks, I'll be like, dude. There are a lot of people who have this pride thing, you know? Choose your battles. That's the most important thing. Choose your battles. Don't waste your time. Because I tell you this. There are certain fights I'd love to get in. Legally, lawsuits, etc. But if there's no path to victory, you got to ask yourself, what's your plan? If you're going to get into a conflict of any kind, what is your end goal and what is your path towards victory? And if there isn't one, emotional satisfaction is not an appropriate means to damage yourself. So if someone comes to me and tries to get in my face or whatever, I say, I'm going to leave. Because any fight you can avoid is a fight you've won. That's the weirdest thing. Some people are like this, you know. You insulted my honor, so I'm going to fight you now. Why? What do you gain from this? You gain nothing. Now, if someone came to me and said, this guy insulted your honor, I want you to fight him and I'll pay you $1 million. I'd be like, okay, well, I'm not going to fight the guy because I'm mad at him, but $1 million. You know, and so if that's like they do these celebrity boxing things, sure, I get it. Create a real incentive that gives you value. To all the people who are pretending to be angry about this, whatever, man. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up tonight at 8 p.m. over at youtube.com/TimcastIRL. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.